What's up, y'all? Mason here, Cardinal Gaming. Appreciate you clicking on the video, supporting the channel, supporting the store. And boy, do I need it. Again, buying collections, sealed product. Let me know what you got. Mason at cnagames.com. Send me an email. If you're wanting to sell sealed product, I need it. I got these things I need to fill up. But I want to talk about something very, it's convoluted. It's going to take some thought. So please just come down the rabbit hole with me and let me explain why things are how they are, how it's very hard for us to get back to where we were, and what is happening. This is like the crux of this. This is the main issue of what's happening with sealed product. As you can see, I am desperate for sealed product. There's none out there. In the past releases of Destined Arrivals, like after the release, I've gotten 4 boxes. 4 boxes from distribution. That's all I've got. I got 2, and then 1, and then 1 randomly, and I'm like, okay, cool. That's all I've gotten as a restock. There's nothing else out there, and there has not been any other type of sealed product of any kind that exists and that's available. I've already talked about the email from Organized Play that I got saying that they are reducing the amount of pre-release kits that are out for the Mega Evolution set. Black and white is extremely limited. I'm only getting like 120 ETBs of that, which is extremely low. Normally I should be closer to somewhere like 200 to 250 of a standard set. Not great. Not a good thing. So let's talk about booster boxes. Stellar Crown is a great example. Stellar Crown is a set that is decent. Not amazing, not spectacular. There's nothing crazy, super major stonky in this set. It's a good set. A good, standard, playable set that in the game is good. Not crazy chasey, not stonky, doesn't have $500 cards or $600 cards in there. No giant Pikachu showing their butts. Just a regular old set for Pokemon. As I talked about in a previous video, these booster boxes are more expensive sealed than they are if they're loose packs. So I can't break these down to make this item, to make the packs, to then get the cards out of them. That's why there's an issue. The fundamental issue of like the card economy, the way this traditionally works is broken. The things that are inside this, the things that most people should be wanting, is not worth what this box is sealed. To sell the dream to somebody of hitting a giant card is more business savvy and better for my business to sell somebody this booster box than it is to sell them the singles out of this thing, or the singles from the set as a loose card, or even as loose packs anymore. How do we get here? What happened? This, traditionally, is a vessel to have packs to sell. That's the idea of a booster box, is to have 36 packs in very limited packaging in the tightest way possible, just 18 and 18 packs in a sealed complete box that I can open up, put on my shelf, and have packs on display, and it has a decent eye appeal to it for people to buy and sell. And then I have packs in a very cheap, compact way to run events with, to give out for prize support, things like that. That is no longer the case. These used to be a commodity, a means to an end. I want you to buy the packs out of this, to open for singles, and then sell me the singles back. That's where I make my money. These should not be a way to speculate or collect or sit on. These are meant to be a commodity to trade and get things that are in them back to me. And that's how the system is supposed to function. It's not functioning like that right now. Every step along the way, these are hard to find. People are sitting on them. There's not enough of these to go around. The booster packs, there's not enough of these. People need them to run their businesses, like ripping ships and things like that. There's not enough of them to go around. every step along the chain that is traditionally to flow to singles, it's not that way anymore. It's tiered off, and sometimes it's inverted. I cannot open any of these booster boxes on my shelf right now and sell them for the market value, like what TCGPlayer is selling individual packs for. Every single one of these. It doesn't make sense for me to open these for packs to put in my display. Even if I marked them up a little bit, which I could do. I absolutely could. But why? When I could just sell the box and have and there's people out there paying, a premium on this type of sealed product. I had somebody reach out. I know that you're watching, so appreciate you. This is not like, hey, you're part of the problem. Absolutely not what I'm saying. This is like the logic that we are living in currently. Some folks reached out to me from all my sealed product requests. People wanted to sell me. They said, hey, Mason, I have an Evolving Skies booster case, 6 of these in a case, right? Do you want to buy them? We can make it work, whatever. I kindly wrote back to them after doing the math and look, you have a premium on a case. There's a case premium because all these things are contained together and it's a sealed container and people want that. Inside of that are booster boxes that also have a premium because they're a complete booster box over the packs. The packs also have a premium on them because they're highly desirable and they're expensive because there's chase cards in there, right? Of all the evolutions. Yes, right? Like this set above all of them proves my point. So there's a premium on packs, there's a premium on the booster box, and there's a premium on the case. I would want to take their booster case and crack them and use them for packs because that's the end product for me that reduces the barrier for people to open to sell me the singles pack for me to actually make money. So in a scenario where I'm paying 80%, 75, 80, whatever percentage, that's not my margins that I want to work within, but the singles are. So people got to open the singles to give back to me to sell, right? So that's a perfect example. I appreciate them reaching out and giving me a chance and offering that to me. But it is literally in their best interest, in my best interest to not buy it, and for them to sell it to me to break down where they can get a better premium on selling it as a case. Like, even if I was paying 90%, I think even at I think it was 90, a ridiculous percentage for me to actually be able to make money. And if I put packs out for a premium, it was not sensible for them to sell it to me at that because you can just get more. And then for me to break it down. So appreciate you guys reaching out. That's awesome that you have that great buy and a play there. But it's not the type of stuff I need. I need loose packs. That'd be the greatest barrier to entry for me. Anybody that has loose packs, please sell them to me. But that's what's wrong, and the whole crux of the issue is that all these things are desirable. Cases are desirable, booster boxes are desirable, packs are desirable. Singles, they are desirable, and obviously they're propped up by the expensive things because no one's cracking these things. No one's cracking backs anymore. No one's paying, it's very, very rough to pay $7, $8, $10, $12 for these Fusion Strikes and for all these things. The singles have dried up. There's still plenty of singles coming in, but there should be tons of these singles out and about, and there's not. Because there's Pokemon's printing as much as they've ever printed before and all this stuff, right? But no. All the way along the chain, these things are being kept sealed and the flow, the natural flow of things is disrupted. And that's the issue. That is the actual issue of what's happening. And when you choke off cases and boxes, all the rest of the system fails because there has to be this so I can get those. It doesn't work without these. Not where it makes sense, right? So that's the main issue, the crux of the issue of the situation that we're in. There's too much of a premium on these things and not enough. There is. Singles are great. There are very valuable singles from all these sets, right? But that's part of the problem. The two is there's not enough singles to drive prices down. That's why there's $200, $300, $400 cards in all these boxes because there's not enough of them to drive the prices down. There's not enough people competing to the bottom with all these cards. Look at the depth. Look at the depth of like prismatic evolutions. Cards that have seen a slide because, believe it or not, we're leaving. We're leaving that set. Destined Rivals, black and white, like we're moving on. And as less people are opening those packs and they're kind of getting more common from the reprints and things, the singles are slipping too because there's not as much interest. We're moving on. We're moving on to other stuff. So that's the issue as well too with like prismatic stuff. You're losing the singles premium. It's kind of following the trend of that, of the sealed product. And that's also like expected, but like not at this point. It should have been like way long ago. And now the demand is waning so much that the prices are kind of like really falling off because there's not enough people buying the singles, and they're kind of just stacking up because the hype's not there anymore. It is. Like, let's not go crazy. But there's not as much hype as there once was. Let's say that, right? So that's going on with like Prismatic Evolutions and all these other sets that are like, you know, they're kind of flatlining and kind of just like deflated and not going anything crazy because we're moving on, y'all. Like, like Black and White comes out in 2 weeks. No, next week. Next week. Holy smokes. And then Mega Evolution, and it's the train keeps trucking. There's no stopping the train. And that's why we get these things plateauing and like sitting there and be like, wow, they're never going to print any more of these things, are they? We have to keep going. There's no time to print these things. And that's how these things stay. And kind of just like as the supply dwindles, they just go up, up, and up, and up, more and more. So there are no more packs because then these have a premium to them. It's all wonky, y'all. It's all a big mess. It's all not how this stuff is supposed to be designed and really come up with how the flow of products is. And that's the main issue of why the hobby is just like bleh right now. There's far more of this and people sitting on this and going like, ooh, I love this. This is fun for me, than people collecting the cards. And I think that is part of the problem. So, also part of the problem is that there's just not enough product, right? So let's not take that out of the equation and feel like, yeah, it's the consumers that are the problem. The problem is like we don't have enough of this to go around, and that is what it is, and it's not getting any better. So that's where we're at with Pokemon. It's crazy. Appreciate y'all. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? What do you enjoy more? The cards or collecting these vessels for packs that are supposed to be like thrown away? Let me know. Bye, y'all.